Hello everybody, my name is Mello. I would like to start off by thanking my coach, Coach Johnny, our athletic director, Mr. Moore, and the Livermore Granada Boosters, of course, for hosting this beautiful event and providing the students of Livermore this opportunity. I am honored to stand here as a finalist alongside so many other talented athletes. I am a 4-year varsity pitcher for the GHS softball team, and I will be attending the University of Hawaii at Manoa in the fall, where I will major in biology with an emphasis on pre-med. Opportunities. Growing up, I did not always realize how many of them I had. I came from an immigrant family that had to fight to make their way in this nation. My grandparents worked hard, and life wasn't always fair, yet not once have I heard any of them complain. Not once have I seen my grandfather lose his patience or optimism. When many his age had retired, there he was commuting to San Francisco in the dark, cold 3 a.m. mornings to drive a bus. He would tell me stories of all the interesting things he would see and the amusement he found in a job that so many people would not give a second glance. One summer, I got to spend the day at work with my grandpa and witnessed the beauty of being able to interact with so many different people that have so many different stories, all in one of the most iconic cities of the U.S. I know, too, that my parents growing up didn't have it easy. They're competing with people who had already laid down a history of roots here, people who were given countless opportunities to pursue their dreams. My parents made the most of what they had, even if it was less than their peers. My mother herself loved sports. She was amazing. She had the smarts, had the talent, had the dedication, lacked the right opportunity. At a young age, my parents sacrificed and made all the right decisions to give my brothers and I the opportunities that they never got. Hard work is something my family values. It does not matter how you do it, whether it's through school, sports, work, music, anything as long as you're putting in maximum effort. This is not something someone could just tell you to do, but lucky for me, I saw this every day growing up in my parents and my family. This brought me to take on the biggest challenges I could find, this being the IB Diploma program, making varsity as a freshman to be a starting pitcher, and becoming a part of one of the top travel teams in Northern California. I will admit it was very challenging. I was going to bed for 4 hours of sleep, saying it was okay because the next day I would get at least 7 hours. What a lie that would be, as the next day there would be a huge IB bio assignment I needed to finish, and also prepare for the chapter tests and essays I had to write, while Googling how to get 8 hours of sleep in 3 hours, as I also needed to be prepared for an important game after school. It took a physical and mental toll. I would wake up feeling more tired than when I went to bed, and I soon realized I was sleep deprived. But this did not stop me. I pushed it aside and stayed focused. I never gave up, even if it meant half the recommended sleep for a student athlete, a 3-hour practice following a rough day at school, a pitching or hitting lesson afterwards, and then completing my pile of homework and studying while making sure I ate the correct foods and looked decent. As a pitcher wanting to excel in my craft, I put in many extra hours of work outside of team practices. This meant I had to get creative, as nature would interfere with my schedule. Most days you can find me in my backyard with my mom working on spin, speed, accuracy, and a game-winning mentality. On rainy days, I would be under the school solar panels, and daylight saving season meant pitching in parking lots under the lights. The weekends were for studying, going to 5-hour practices with my travel team, making a presence in my family to ensure I was not forgotten, and trying to maintain the friendships I valued so greatly. I worked hard to get to where I am, and even harder to maintain what I had earned. Balancing an IB diploma workload and high-level sports was one of the hardest things I had to do, but I persevered and kept that smile on my face. This raises the question, why? I suppose it is a reason that drives many people. Somewhere deep down, there is that little kid telling you that you need to. Deep down, that little kid wants to be proud, and deep down, that little kid is still rooting for you to reach your dreams. I guess I listened to that little kid because just look how far I've come. Me and every single one of those talented, dedicated girls standing beside me on that field. We are completely unique, and yet look how many of us took advantage of our opportunity and came together to experience a game that teaches us about success, failure, and passion. I mean, just last season, we broke the Granada High School softball win streak. We went to one of the toughest tournaments in Northern California that Granada hadn't attended in years. We played the toughest teams in California at that tournament and won the gold. I mean, we dominated, and the excitement on that field that night, that was something special. Had I taken a different path, I would have never known what I had missed. And then we carried on strong to make it to NCS championships. This then qualified us for state, and I'll be honest, when Coach Johnny first told us that state was his goal that year, I was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. That's a lot of confidence you got there. And then bam, there we were, Granada High softball. We took a bus ride together. It was like a scene from a movie. We won and lost that season as a family. We're continuing to carry it strong into this season, and I cannot wait to see how far we go. I would not trade this for anything. I am proud of every one of my teammates for putting in the work, for being present, and for being the toughest kids I know. I am so proud of them and everyone that has supported me along the way, and somewhere deep down, I think that little kid is proud I didn't give up. Thank you.